All right. I want to start this lesson by giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah, Kwadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles and teachers and wise men of great millstone that I learned this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Salutations out to the elect. All right. I want to start this lesson in the book of Sirach, which is the book of Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha. Let's read chapter 19. Let's start at verse 22. Let's flow through the spirit. Let's see. It says, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, which the knowledge of the wickedness of this world, that's not the true wisdom that the Lord can give thee, you see, because the knowledge of the wickedness, the knowledge or the wisdom, Salakia, the wisdom of this world, which is mostly of wickedness, is foolish with the Lord. You see? So that's not the knowledge of wickedness is not the true wisdom that the Lord can impart onto you, you see? Because the knowledge of wickedness is full of sin, which you have a lot of wickedness and sin and iniquity going on in the earth today. Because of why? Like it states in the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24, it says, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. You see? So if the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, the knowledge of wickedness is throughout the earth, which is not real wisdom. It's not true wisdom, you see? It goes into what? That's not the wisdom in the fear of the Lord. You see? Because the fear of the Lord is to depart from evil, wickedness, and sin. But the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, because it doesn't represent the fear of the Lord. It says, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudent, you see? All right, verse 23, it says, there is a wickedness, and the same is an abomination, and there is a fool wanting in knowledge. So you have a lot of people that are fools out here because they lack the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that bring it life, you see, which since they lack that light, that they're full of wickedness and full of abominable works, you see, and they're fools because a lot of them don't believe that a God even exists, you see, like the scriptures say that a fool. As a matter of fact, let's get it. Salakia. Let's get a precept to that. All right. This is Psalms 14:1. It says, the fool have said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that do it good. You see? So the majority of people out here in today's society, they're full of wickedness and they do abominable works, which they are fools. You see, they are wanting or lacking in wisdom. You see? So a lot of fools out here that don't believe that an actual power created the heavens and the earth, they are lacking in wisdom. Let's get another precept to that. It says, let's see. Salakia. Let's see. It said, Salakia, let's get this one. One of my favorite fools. Salakia. Psalms 107:17, it says, fools because of their transgression and because of their iniquities are afflicted. You see? So fools because of their transgression and iniquity is afflicted because they lack. Because they are what? Wanting in wisdom. And that wisdom comes from the breath and the power of the Lord. The Lord imparts unto those that are righteous real wisdom. Or those that are pleasing unto him, real wisdom, the wisdom from the heavens. You see, the wisdom of the knowledge and fear of the Lord. Verse verse 24, it says, he that have small understanding and feareth the Lord, you see, is better than he that have much wisdom, and which is the wisdom of this world, and transgresseth the law of the Most High. You see? All right. Now, this is the point, and then I'm going to play a video to expound upon this point. Verse 25, it says, there is an exquisite subtlety, and the same is unjust, and there is one that turneth aside to make judgment appear, and there is a wise man that judgeth, that justifieth in judgment. You see? So let's give you the definition of that exquisite subtlety before I play the video. It says exquisite subtlety. It says, which exquisite, it says highly refined, carefully crafted, and precise. And it says subtlety, it says shrewd, cunning, or deceptively clever. Salakia. All right. So let's give you a definition. I mean, let's give you an example of how that exquisite subtlety is used by these Edomites. Like they don't know they don't know the history of the transatlantic slave trade and the atrocities done to black people. So this video right here, this is a video of this rapper Waka Flocka. He sits down with Jake Paul, and they have a heated debate over blackface, which you so-called blacks need to understand that these Edomites, they're your enemy. And the scriptures say, never trust your enemy. For like as iron rusted, so is their wickedness, you see? Which that's in the Apocrypha also. But let's start the video, Salakia.
To have the conversation. No, I do. I would love to. Well, no, what's the issue? If Drewski, first of all, comedy should be allowed in the world, right? Do you believe in that? Do you believe in comedy? Okay.
So that's an oxymoron. That's a really you said comedy should be accepted because blackface shit is not comedy. It's disrespectful to the culture of people that got dark skin.
So do you think whiteface is disrespectful?
Whiteface shit. White chick's a movie. How is it disrespectful?
I don't think it's disrespectful. I think it's funny. I think we should all be able to. And no, but this is exactly my point, though. This is exactly my point, though. Is that it's a double standard. Everyone should be able to make fun of everyone.
Yeah, he has to understand who he is because he's an Edomite, Waka Flocka. You should bring a biblical perspective to the conversation because he's going to use exquisite subtlety. He's going to act like he doesn't know what you're talking about. He's going to use that highly refined, deceptively clever behavior. That's why he's using that blackface and trying to cover it up with the expression of comedy. You see, but he knows what he's doing wrong. He knows, Salakia. He knows what he did was wrong. Because I think Jake Paul, he used blackface.
The words can do what they mean, respectfully. But I've seen you, I talked to you, I know people that know you. I know you didn't know how deep that word was. Because you got niggas like me, bro, that just want to get at you. People like that. You know better than a nigga with a cape on his head. So that's basically what you said, like what you stand for. You just don't know that. Now, what you stood up for,
I don't understand what you're saying.
All right, let me break. Ask the fact that
now that he doesn't understand what he's saying. See, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans need to understand this is your enemy. He doesn't give a crap about what you're talking about or about the atrocities of your people. You see, that's that exquisite subtlety. That's that deception. You see. It says clever. It is referred to cleverness or craftiness that is so refined, finely tuned, and precise that it becomes unjust. You see. So he's expressing that he doesn't understand, which he does. He's using deception, which these devils are unjust.
I just said all this and you didn't understand it. You don't even know the history behind the comments you made. It was just, it's not like I'm being serious. I want to educate you, bro, because y'all ever some shit you making jokes about? Bro, folks' grandmama experienced that torture in it. You know what I'm saying, bro? So ain't nobody experienced torture with no.
And he knows that. Jake Paul knows that. But he's an Edomite. They're unjust. They're unjust people. You see, he's using exquisite subtlety.
With no white face, but a black face.
Yeah, but I think, but again, we can go into like all of this. Like, people are oppressed, different, races, all of this stuff, and people should be able to make fun of it. Like, if I'm Jewish, bro, and people should be able to make fun of that, no matter what happened or what people went through.
Now he's saying people should be able to make fun of you if you're Jewish. You see, but he knows that you can't make fun of the Jews because of what happened to certain celebrities when they tried to, or when they brought up the name, or when they talked about them. He knows what he's talking about. You see, he knows you can't talk about the Jews. He knows that, but he's using an exquisite subtlety. He's using cunningness and deception. You see, which he's not just, he's unjust. He's expressing an unjust desire. You see, oh, we should be able to talk about, you should be able to use blackface. No, you can't use blackface because blackface is not tied to an oppression of a people. You see, but whiteface is. You see, I mean, we should Salakia. You can't use it. You can, but whiteface is not tied to an oppression of a people, but blackface is. So you can't use blackface, Jake Paul.
Nah, people can't make fun of Jewish, Muslims, Christians, and that. Because I come from an era where you don't disrespect religion. You don't even talk about it. It's respect.
Yeah, so I think you're a more serious guy, I'm a more like, let's all make fun of each other and be bros. I'm friends with blacks.
Notice what he just did. He said you're more of a serious guy. You see, now he's trying to paint Waka Flocka as being aggressive. You see, a savage, and I'm more the peaceful guy. You see how this devil is? See that exquisite subtlety? Come on.
Whites, purples, Mexicans, all of the above, girls, boys, Indians, all of that. So I think you're like really serious. You're really serious. You're a serious guy. You're like, I don't want to make fun of anybody. I'm the opposite. Like, let's all make fun of each other. Let's all roast each other.
No, that's your side. But Walker, how am I serious? You don't even know me if you said I'm serious. That I ain't got nothing about being Jewish or black or this. I'm not talking about race. Bro, I don't care about this shit, what you saying. That don't got nothing to do with what you talking about. Man, I'm not serious.
You guys see how politics are just?
Yeah. No, this not politics. This education. This how I grew up. Like, when I make jokes how he did, the difference between him is I got punished for that shit. Like, hey, Walker, why you out here running your mouth doing, nigga, this happened with this. You don't make fun of white, black, this, because this, they educated me. I seem serious because education is serious, okay? Like, I don't want you to be blindsided somewhere about it. You know what I'm saying? We all want to be bros. Like, I joke with everybody. My friends are like a bag of Skittles. We from every nationality, every color, every race. But it's not about everybody being oppressed. It's about you acknowledging oppression with everyone because God gave you a status to be somewhere to talk with empathy, with morality, with integrity.
But that's an Edomite, Waka Flocka. That's not your friend. Jake is need to understand what time he's in, or where he's at. That he's still in the land of his captivity. You see. All right, I'll end the lesson here. All praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Rekakwadash. Always understand, Jake, is that these Edomites, they're not your friend. They're your enemies, and they're going to use exquisite subtlety, and other tactics to be unjust against you. You see. All right, Shalom.